'Tis day 37 on Raj Muuin. And that's about all I know, so leave me the hell alone. Let's dispose it. Dispose it, indeed. Okay, get rid of a few things. Why is it so laggy? Maybe I should have rebooted the poor machine before I tried any of this. Oh well. You guys will just have to... Oh, it's still cooking. I forgot. It's too bad sleeping doesn't accelerate that, you know? That would be pretty good. I can't believe I already threw another pickaxe. Oh. This lag. Please clear up. What else am I running? iTunes don't need. Minecraft is what I'm running. Dwarf Fortress I don't need. It's not doing anything, so it shouldn't be that slow. Sorry guys, just a second. I don't need Seek Pro right now. Or notes. Hip chat, not necessary. Safari. Yeah, I don't need it. Quit. Let's see if that helps. Yeah. One of those was making a big deal. I bet it was Dwarf Fortress. Even if it wasn't doing anything, I bet that was it. Let me just look at things. Don't mind me. Oh. I remember now. There was a point to this at some point. Pointedly. So, guys, I touched on this accidentally yesterday. Talking about my poor cat. And I thought maybe I'd get into it today, because it's something I can talk a little something about. And it's going to be weird, and you're going to suffer. It's... I almost wonder if it wouldn't be worth taking some time to dig down. Get this thing going right down into the bedrock. But, UFO... Holy crap, and a master faggeratus. I appreciate your patience. Okay, I'm going this way. Woo. Come on, we're off. There you go. Well, this is close. Oh, stink. I meant to make more. Shoot. Speaking of wasting time. Anyways, ufology. The study of unidentified flying objects. Obamas. Unidentified flying Obamas. Now, it's a topic I have followed. I have never invested any emotion in the topic, per se. Maybe I have a little bit. Mostly just because people misrepresent it a lot. And I wish they wouldn't. It's more... But that has more to do with the mentality than the topic. But in any case... You know, people have been reporting things forever. And that's normal. However, starting roughly in the 50s and 60s, and you can debate this pretty easily, but as a generality, starting in the 50s and 60s, people started reporting abductions. I mean, UFOs have been since long before that, but... Hold on. How is this so loud? It's really loud in my ears. I hope you guys are alright. Oh, punker. But, and probably the reason why I still give it any credit, or the topic any credit, is because of these early reports. Modern reports are basically valueless. But older ones are not, because... There was a good couple of decades before the Oh my god. I did it again. I was making so little progress. God. Jeez. What the heck? Where am I? Oh, okay. Frig. Sorry, guys. How about we explore instead? That's like slightly less mindless. And maybe it will turn up like a fort or something, because I haven't seen many of those since I tweaked. But, I do have to watch out, though, for other things. Quicksand. Whatever the heck those things are. But, you know, oh, what the heck? Well, I guess those count. Whatever that is, I don't think I like it. I don't... It's pretty big. What's this, though? Oh, see, this is... I see fish. I see a spawner underwater. Come on, before I drown. Ooh, before I drown. No, seriously. Oh! Okay. Sorry, my concentration, you know? I don't necessarily mind things floating in the sky. I just want them to be plausible, and this isn't quite. I might have to find out what that is and take it out before the server sets. Anyways, sorry guys. Abduction reports only go back generally to 50s and 60s. They've persisted ever since. However, as time went on and it became sort of public knowledge that this sort of thing existed, or was purported to exist, certain details of abductions became more or less public knowledge, and it became easy for people to report them even if they were completely full of crap. But that cannot be said for the first 10 to 15 years of this, wherein people who had never met each other, never had any hope of meeting each other, sometimes in enemy countries, like Russia versus America and stuff, like places that do not associate on a personal level, and yet individuals reporting the exact same kind of traumatic experience with the exact same details consistently over and over and over again, the same thing, even though they could never have met, and there was, it was not a topic, it was not a popularized topic, so there was no real media frenzy about this sort of thing until the 70s, and yet 20 years prior to that, people were reporting accurately stuff. It's too accurate to be easily explained. Look at that. That's very nice. Oh, there's my tower. I'm hearing a dolphin. Still, I'm feeling a bit confined on this landscape. I suppose I can't make torches out of that stuff, can I? So, the thing is, yes, you can have hallucinations. Yes, you can have schizophrenia. Yes, you can have emotional breakdowns that lead to unusual circumstances. But when this happens to people, they each have whatever fantasies they come up with, and I'm not saying they're doing this on purpose. I'm saying whatever enters their mind, whatever their brain substitutes does to try to repair their psyche and things like that, it's individualized. When people see an accident happen on the street, you ask 4 people what they saw, and then you'll get 4 different, similar, but distinctly also different reports about what happened. And yet, with something as completely out of the ordinary as this, getting such consistent reports, again, there's some variation from individual to individual, but really important and largely undiscussed details, not discussed for decades, were the same over and over again. And that defies statistics intensely, which is one of the reasons why I give the topic some credence. There's also, I don't know, this is, I wouldn't take my word for this, but you have the Betty and Barney Hill case, right out of New Hampshire, which is basically my backyard. I was from Maine growing up, and New Hampshire was a hop, skip, and jump away, and a reasonably popular place to go. A very nice place. except it's being slowly overtaken by people who call themselves conservative but don't know what that means. Mostly because of, I assume, state policies, and the sun's going down. But anyways, this couple were abducted right off of a state route. Ooh. And they were examined in various ways, and that's a very, very typical of these kind of reports. I hope you can see any of this. Oh, I suppose in the jungle I have to worry down here about jungle spiders. The little ones, anyways. Oh, you know what? I still don't have any twigs. Crap. Damn it. I am so bad. How did I get down here? Yet again, a topic I should have thought of. The thing is, by the time I'm ready to record, I'm under some amount of pressure to be done, or to get it out of the way. But see, now I have to remember why I was starting to talk about Betty and Barney Hill. There was a point. Oh! The timing. That's right. Betty reportedly was shown a three-dimensional map, and it was more like a wireframe display, something very kind of low tech, even for the time, but much less today. But sort of this map of stars, and she was asked, according to her testimony, she was asked, does she know where on that map she lives? And of course, she did not, so she had it pointed out to her. But under hypnosis, consistently, she was able to redraw this map, in unskilled handwriting. But, she was able to draw it. And for a long time, this didn't really mean much. But it then came to pass that someone had a chance to see that map who was familiar with astronomy and recognized the pattern as something obscure to contemporary knowledge, but of great interest to actual astronomers, because what she demarked and what was marked on the map as sort of the center of alien, this particular alien species civilization or whatever, because they were like there was a binary primary star and a bunch of lines leading off of that, two other stars, and at the very end of one of the dotted lines, meaning an exploratory route, was supposedly our sun. And that's all well and good. The thing is, this pattern, including its 3D relativism to Earth, with great accuracy, correctly identified a pair of stars not very far away, and all of the adjoining stars in the map, including us, all matched up. And the thing is, the central stars are ones that had recently become of interest to astronomers because they were very sun-like and very hospitable looking and seemed to be about the right age to have facilitated life long enough to become complicated, yes, presuming there was any. So every single thing about that fit precisely well, which is intriguing in the great extreme. And there's one more particular thing about that, insofar as that puts those stars are about 32 light years away. And for us, that would take tens of thousands of years with our best technology to ship anything to back and forth. But assuming they have better means or can get close to sea, and therefore whatever they can get here in a rational amount of time, regardless of what the people on board experience, that dates back. If you go to the point where they were reported their abduction, or people started reporting UFOs in general, like in the 40s and 30s, what you find out is you trace that back also quite precisely to when we started broadcasting radio and TV out, and just with carrier waves, things that really strong original carrier wave that identifies these signals for electronics to pick up on. It dates back that far. And so if they had heard us, presumably, hey, buzz off, bucka. If they had heard us when we start, after 30-something years, later, after we started broadcasting, and so it took them 30 years to even hear us. I'm going to have to carve doors in this later, but... And they had the capacity to come right away and had the capacity to get close to the speed of light, which, frankly, we have the capacity to do at incredible expense, but it is physically possible. Not ever get to it, but get close enough that you experience time dilation on board, which is all you really need to be able to travel through space, is to have the time slow down for you while on board. But it basically lines up. If they heard us and came right away, the time of their arrival corresponds with when we started reporting flying saucers like the Dickens, in the 40s and 50s. So that's an interesting bit of coincidence. It's probably completely wrong, but it's not immediately dismissible, and that's kind of neat. So I'm absolutely, I'm well past. So I'll put down this last... No, I won't. Okay. So, that was a bit incoherent, but not too bad. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching again tomorrow, and thank you for hitting that like button, because you want to. Otherwise, I'll send the aliens to come and get you. Good night. Or not.